the freshest and highest quality ingredients for all our dishes and catering events. Our breakfast features bagels with freshly sliced Nova. Don't miss out our thick challah French toast. For lunch, grab a booth and enjoy one of our oversized salads or our freshly cut hot deli sandwiches. We're open 7 days a week, where the coffee is always hot and freshly brewed.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Good afternoon, WICR. Welcome back to the second episode of Roommate Rivalry. You are here with us live on Ustream. I am your host, Kevin Walsh, and alongside me, my man, Petey. Petey, how you feeling, kid?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Now, of course, we're going to start the show off getting into these baseball playoffs. A lot has happened since last episode, and we really got to get into this. Now, I'm going to quickly start off with a bit of a recap here. Royals have surprisingly swept the Angels, the best team in baseball record-wise. The Orioles come out and sweep the Tigers. 1-1 in this Dodgers-Cardinals series, and the Giants have taken the first two on the road against Washington, looking to close that off tonight. A lot has happened, a lot of surprises. So I'm going to start it off. Petey, I'm going to toss it to you. The ALCS is now determined. We have the Royals and we have the Orioles. Out of those two teams, your current MVP for this postseason, based from the AL.
I gotta go with Eric Hosmer, Mr. Clutch. He's batting 500 on the season, which is crazy good. He has the go-ahead home run, I think it was, against the Angels, and he has 5 RBIs, I think, and he's just been absolutely raking, clutch player for them, and I expect if they win it, I think he's gonna be the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I think him being the MVP, it does have a lot to do with if he can keep this production up. But really, the thing that's made Eric Hosmer so great is the clutch aspect of his game right now. For me, though, I'm gonna have to disagree. I think that if you were to give it to one player from a team, I think it would have to be Nelson Cruz. Currently, right now, Nelson Cruz is batting 500. He has 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and 2 home runs. And the big one being that 2-run shot that essentially won them the game against David Price, who, other than that, pitched a gem. Bud Norris, through 6 shutout innings. David Price went 8, gave up the 2 earns, but those 2 earns were at the hand of Nelson Cruz. He also had a home run in Game 1 that did send the tempo against Scherzer, which was a huge blast, and he was a big part of that rally that won them that Game 1, that really made it impossible and took the air out of Detroit and their chances of coming back. I think Nelson Cruz has been a part of every single play out there, and what he's doing with the bat right now, if this continues, he has a history of being great in the postseason back when he was with Texas. Nelson Cruz right now could really be the catalyst for possibly a World Series title for the Orioles, because right now I don't think there's any one team who has set themselves apart and showed what they can do. The Orioles won, but it wasn't dominant. They did their thing, but it wasn't overwhelming. The Royals won, but was not overwhelming. Extra innings. It's amazing to see, but they're not winning by 5 runs each game. Then you take it over to the NL side. Giants are up 2-0, but they won both games by 1. 18-inning game the other night. Could have been anyone's ball game. And then you have the Cardinals-Dodgers tied right now at 1-1, and depending on what type of pitching you're going to get, which we will get into in a second, you don't know who's even going to come out of that series. So right now, this is a completely up-for-grab World Series. And you make a prediction, if it's right, it's really about luck right now, because you really can't justify anything with everything's just been so up and down.
Yeah, definitely. I have Giants winning it all.
Okay, you still like the Giants. I mean, well then, you know what? Let's do that right now. Let's right now cover the very first rounds of baseball. Right, the Giants are now going to be going for the sweep. They got Bumgarner on the hill. Do you think they're going to close it out tonight?
100%.
If you had to give me a prediction on estimate of a score,
I'm going to say 6-5 Cardinals. Just because. Not Cardinals.
Giants.
Giants. What am I saying?
Jeez, Petey. Now this is my thing. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be because of Bumgarner's pitching. I think at most maybe one earned. I think he'll probably go 7 or 8 strong. I think the final would be about 3-1 in favor of the Giants. But I'll say this. Don't count the Nationals out. There's a reason why they were the best team in the NL. If you look back, and it's really hard to compare regular season to postseason, ask Clayton Kershaw, they did take 3 out of 4 in a 4-game set in San Fran, Washington. So they can win there. And really, look at this Washington lineup. It's strong. They're not putting up the numbers, so you got to think if they can get out of tonight's game, though it'll probably be because of the bats. It's probably going to be because they found a way to hit Bumgarner. And if they do, I think that hotness continues, and I'll say that if they do win tonight, I like the Nationals to take the next 3 and advance to the NLCS.
I don't think so. I think the Giants are just way too good. Their postseason, they're just totally different team. So I think no matter what, even if they lose tonight, I still think they got the pitching and the hitting and the relief to close it out.
I mean, this is the thing though that I think is overlooked. Bumgarner, great pitcher, stud, been there before. Doug Fister's no slouch. Doug Fister, at points looked like he could have been the ace of this national team. I mean, then again, who hasn't? This is such a deep rotation. Fister has really been a stellar player this year. He could possibly outduel Bumgarner tonight. You could see a 1-0 victory either way.
Yeah, you could, but I just don't think so.
I personally am going to put my faith in Bumgarner and San Fran for tonight's game.
Yeah.
If the Nats pull this now, what would be an upset in tonight's game, I really do like the Nationals to complete this comeback.
Okay.
That's how I'll assess it. But now you like, I mean, we both do agree though that the Giants should advance. So we're going to flip this over now. This Dodgers-Cardinal series, which, I mean, okay. If I tell you that Clayton Kershaw and Adam Wainwright are the starting pitchers of the game, the projection of the final score is 1-0, 2-1. The final score was 10-9. Cardinal. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And I don't know now what to expect at all. There's so much up in the air. But I'm gonna for me, what I'm gonna rely on and what I think is going to be the key piece in the Dodgers advancing to the next round is that lineup. In the regular season, they were 3rd in batting average, 3rd in hits, and 6th in runs scored. It's a great offense. D. Gordon is, he turns any single into a double. Yasiel Puig is a star. He had a chance to win Game 1. He couldn't get it done, but Yasiel Puig has been playing good. Matt Kemp is in great form right now.
Yeah, he really
He's
is.
looking, I'm not going to say MVP, but Matt Kemp is definitely ready to play. You still have Adrian Gonzalez led the league in RBIs. And then, Hanley Ramirez, Andre Ethier. There's so many guys that you have to face. Normally you face a lineup, all right, I got through the meat. You're facing batter number 7, and you're like, seriously, still?
Yeah.
And the thing is, the Cardinals' pitching isn't as good in my opinion. I think
as it was last year compared to last year.
yeah, I think Wainwright absolute stud, and I think they have other pieces, but like Shelby Miller, I don't know how I feel about that. That's who's going tonight against Hin Ryu, and Ryu was pretty solid on the year.
Yeah.
So you don't know, and I think the reason is since the pitching to me is so up in the air, I'm putting the faith in what I feel is the better lineup. And that's why I am going to go with the Dodgers advancing in this series.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Dodgers lineup is nothing to mess around with, and the Cardinals just don't have that star hitter that they always have, kind of, and no one really stepped up this year. So I think Dodgers prevail.
Okay, now since we do have this current AL. Oh, actually no, I almost forgot a key point here. Your boy is Kershaw. Respectively so. The man is 100% the Cy Young, absolute stud in the regular season. What he did this playoffs, which we're going to address in a little bit deeper in just a second. Game 5 comes around, back in LA, and your options are Greinke or Kershaw. Who do you throw?
I have to throw Kershaw just cause if the Dodgers lose that game and Greinke's on the mound, people are going to say, what if we had Kershaw? So you have to go out there and give it your best shot, throw your best pitcher. It's the elimination game. You got to give it all. So you got to go Kershaw, and that's what it is. I don't think you could throw Greinke. Like, he's good 100%, but I don't think he's Kershaw.
Yeah, I think the reason why I do agree with throwing Kershaw is because the chances of him going out there, even though his postseason numbers are terrible, the chances of him going out there and throwing 2 duds in a row, I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think that'll happen.
But then again, he does have a 5.2 lifetime ERA in the playoffs.
Yeah, which does segue into right now your 0. We did the hero before. Who's your 0?
My 0 is Clayton Kershaw.
Deservingly so.
I mean, you just don't go from a 1.77 ERA in the regular season, and then just because it's fall, you go to a 10.8 this season, this postseason.
Yeah, that's
Like,
really
I don't-
unacceptable. That is just not what. That's not the formula for success by
And
any stretch of the imagination.
it's not even like his numbers before 2014 were like stellar. He owns a 5.2 ERA his lifetime. He gives up 41 hits in the postseason with 45 innings pitched.
That's not good.
That's almost a hit an inning.
That is not good at all.
So I don't think he's. I think he's just like a. I don't know. Can't explain it really. I don't know why.
And it's funny because now I'm gonna say who my current 0 is, and the thing is, we were talking about both of these players last week, and if they deserved a Derek Jeter-esque send-off at the end of their career, and mine is Mike Trout. 1 for 12, 3 games, 1 home run. He went 0 for 4 in 2 games, and then had a home run to lead and in his first at bat, and then went an 0 for 3 to end the game. That is so horrible. That is horrendous. This is the best baseball player in the world, and he goes 1 for 12. 1 for 12. I don't even know if he drew a walk. That's horrendous. Absolute. I think he did draw a walk, actually. I'll give him that. But that's horrible. Horrible. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's his first postseason, so I can understand there being some jitters. So game 1, okay. Give me a hit game 2. Give me 1. You couldn't have got 2 hits. What is that? That is unacceptable. And I'm not saying you could put the whole blame on one player in baseball. You can't do that. What I'm saying is, if they had MVP Mike Trout, we're looking probably right now at this series continuing, because you really shouldn't, as a Kansas City Royals pitcher, say, "Oh, Mike Trout's up. We got 1 dead," and that's what it was.
100%. Yeah.
And it was really, really a shame. It was an absolute shame. But now I want to quickly ask you, what do you like? Orioles Royals 7-game series. We got the Orioles at home. Your prediction, in how many games what do you like this series? Who do you like in how many games?
I like the Royals in 6 just because they're flowing right now. Everything's gelling together. I mean, it's like the storybook ending. Cinderella team haven't made the postseason in 29 years.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna make it there. I don't know if they will beat the Giants if the Giants advance.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think they definitely beat the Orioles just because I don't think the Orioles starting pitching is good enough, and Kansas City starting pitching has actually done pretty decent this postseason.
Now I'm gonna also go with the Royals, and I'm flip flopping. I can't figure out in how many games, because this is the thing. From the 7th inning and later, they've given up 2 runs the whole postseason. That bullpen. That means if you can get 6 solid from a starter, which any starter should be able to give you.
Yeah, definitely.
6 solid. This bullpen comes and shuts it down. They gave up 1 run, what would have been the run that would have eliminated them against the Athletics, and they came back and won that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night they gave up 1 in the 8th to the Angels.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Nothing else. That is amazing. That is stellar. And that's big time. And that is how you win a game, because they do have a good enough staff to throw 6. They do.
Yeah.
So that's really why I lean towards the Royals. I think that the Orioles have a good lineup, but I mean, the Angels were the best team in baseball for a reason. So you just they're hot, but the Royals look like they're gearing to go. They really are.
They have the best closer in baseball.
With Greg Holland, they have so many pieces. Now I'm gonna put a number on the games, and wow. You know what? I am gonna say that this will go 7, and I think the Royals will win, just because that's the type of postseason I feel these two teams are bound to have.
Yeah.
The Orioles have been honestly an equally great story. Not equally, but they've been a good story. And then the Royals, I think for them to do it in 7, I think that would just be so magical.
Yeah.
And I think that they're gonna bring some World Series games to Kansas City, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I really hope they do.
And it's amazing. I can't get over the fact that this team was so close to elimination. They were 3 outs away from not even being here.
Yeah.
And now they're right there, and I think that's so. I think that's kind of the beauty of baseball. I think that's something that you don't get in every sport, and this Cinderella-esque thing.
Yeah.
You know, and when you look at like the NBA playoffs, like when was the last time a 6 seed made the finals? That does not happen. In the NFL, I mean, you have the Giants, like what they did, but that's such a rarity. And I mean, that really, you know, like this year when you look at who the Super Bowl matches were, it was the 2 best teams by far. I mean, college basketball, you have Cinderellas.
The Red Sox were in April. They were like in last place, like 17 out of first place.
Yeah, and I think it's. And then you look as the defending series champs. Look how bad they were. It's every year in baseball is different.
Yeah, without doubt.
So
such a long season.
It's just, and I think it makes it a beautiful game. You know, I'll be honest. I did at one point lose touch for the game. I kind of just. I fell out of it. I think, you know, being a Yankee fan, they kind of weren't doing as well, and I lost focus. But I paid a lot of attention this year, pretty much in all part to fantasy baseball, and I refound the love for this game, and it's such an amazing game. And
without doubt.
And I think we are just so fortunate to see some of these current players and to have what's going to be an amazing October.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Now, when we get back, we're going to be joined by, of course, Joe and Ant, and we're going to be talking this AP Top 25 poll, which I have so many problems with, as well as Week 5 recap, Week 6 preview. Stay with us here on WICR. You are listening to Roommate Rivalry.
Celebrate the USFL's 25th anniversary with this fantastic collector's magazine for the holidays. The USFL, the Rebel League that the NFL didn't respect but feared. This must-have features interviews with players and coaches like Bobby Hebert, Marv Levy,